I'm going to show you guys another really good XP farm. This one's also really good for farming rares and legendaries in general. So it's similar to that one we used to farm that got nerfed. The one over here, the Moggen's Works, that one got nerfed, but this one works in a very similar way where there's 1 or 2 rooms every single time. That's like a super elite room with like 20 elites or whatever, depending on your difficulty you're playing on. You're going to go down here to Hawazar. It's in the Fethis wetlands. There's the ruins of Arcot Keep Inner Court, and right next to it, very conveniently, it's right here, there's Iron Hold. And this is the dungeon that we're going to be farming in this. So just like the other dungeon, we're just going to do a certain part of it, and then we're just going to, you know, quit out and reset the dungeon, which you can do in a party by having someone leave the party, and then someone else going in, everyone joining him. Or in solo, you can, once you get out, you can just leave the game, and that will also work. So the first thing we need to do is find the jailer's key. He's usually in, like, the literal corner of, like, there's like a loop in the beginning, and he's always in like the corner of it, which is inconvenient. But if you're leveling, then you can just kill everything along the way, you know, whichever way makes sense for your class or whatever. I'm ignoring everything right now, but if I was trying to level, I would group up random rooms and then kill them, or get lucky and get a conduit shrine, which makes things nice. So we're gonna go open this door. It's gonna have us do a quick little room that's going to be random each time, which is probably the most inconvenient part of the whole thing. And then things like Conduit Shrine. It's not too bad if it's that one, though. Then we get to the second half of the dungeon. And the second half has 1 or 2 rooms each time. It's random. Of the crazy elite spawn. So we're going to go into here, and hopefully we'll find it right away to show you. But there's always 1 or 2 rooms that are just like the one that we used to do in Moggen Work. So here it is. I better kill this guy over here real fast before I go in there. There we go. So you'll get one of these rooms where you can kill a ton of crazy elites. Like that. Get some legendaries, get some sacreds or ancestral, depending on difficulty. And then you're just going to keep on going. Like I said, if you're trying to level up, you'll actually farm the rooms like this. And then just kind of leave enemies and skip enemies and whatever. You'll just get the bulk of them as you go. That. But then if you, I mean, you can complete it if you want. It's just generally not worth it to complete because killing the boss is just a time dump. It's like you have to walk all the way back over to this room right here. And you have to bring the things back. I should have grabbed that thing. It gives me a speed buff, actually, but whatever. But the main thing is we're just looking for those 2 rooms. We just want to check each time. We're going to kill, you know, you're ideally going to kill the bulk of the enemies in each one. And then just level up this way. It's super good. Now, one thing to know about with this is that the enemies in these are the succubus enemies and sometimes the hellhounds. So certain classes are going to have it easier than others because they do that thing where they jump back like she just did right there. And it can make it take a little bit longer to farm them, unfortunately. So it's not quite as good as Moggen Works used to be, but it's still really, really good for farming rares, for farming legendaries, and also just for farming XP. So if there's 2 groups, we're guaranteed to leave. I've never seen 3, so usually if I see a second one, I don't even care what's in the rest of the dungeon. But it's a pretty short one, so like I said over here, there's a loop. Every time there's a loop. So you come in and you just immediately bolt for the opposite corner. The jailer's, like, in my experience, he's always in the opposite corner. Then you head back, you get through the room, and then this one will be random whichever way. But you'll just go through and you'll find 1 or both of the rooms, and then afterwards you will leave dungeon. In my case, I popped up the emote menu, but you can also open up the map and go back to leave dungeon. If you're solo. If you're in a party, at this point, as soon as you kill the second elite room, somebody will, you know, you'll leave the party, everyone will leave the party, and then someone else will make a new party and you'll go back in. Now, if you're solo, you get to this point and you leave game, and then start game again. And doing this as a solo will reset the dungeon. And what's really convenient at this place is sometimes when you leave game and come back in, it's I don't know why, but every now and then it will kick you out to a random town instead of putting you back where you should be. And I don't know, the convenient thing about this place is that there is a waypoint right next to it. So if it does happen, you can be back here in like 2 seconds, basically. But then, yeah, you'll just do that. You'll repeat, and you'll do the dungeon again and again and again. and it's just another really nice place to farm XP and rares and legendaries. So if you wanted another decent option for farming them, well, hopefully this one helps you out, guys. Again, this one was over here by the Fethis Wetlands over in Hawazar, way off to the south part of the map. The Iron Hold right there. So that's another good place to farm rares, legendaries, and XP in Diablo 4.